Good afternoon, everyone. I guess that talk by Mr. Mahadevan was very inspiring. Yeah. One thing I realized, after listening to him, that winners never quit and quitters never win, right? And honestly, I started Wow Momo at the age of 21. It's been 14 years. I'm 34 now. Last 14 years have been nothing less than a Bollywood blockbuster. But one thing that they've taught me, that your dreams, yes, my friend, your dreams should be so big that they don't allow you to sleep. There have been days when I have been so happy and so happy and so excited that I've not felt like sleeping. And then there have been days when I've been so sad, so depressed, I felt like giving up and I've not slept. But the fact of the matter is, I'm blessed that I don't feel like sleeping because my dreams don't let me sleep. And that's the passion that you need. Passion, grit, determination. Before I move on to building a brand, I have a small 2-minute AV to let you guys know briefly on Wow Momo, Wow China, Wow Chicken. We started off with Wow Momo in 2008. Today we have 3 brands. But for me, it's not 3 brands. Wow is the brand. Wow Momo is the vertical. Wow China is the vertical. Wow Chicken is the vertical. People talk about market share. Well, we believe that there's a major belly expansion happening in India. It's not about market share. It's about owning share of the stomach. And that's what we look at. For us, Wow is that brand. Quick AV, and then I'll move forward. Yeah. Volume, please. Well, the reason I showed you all the variants of momos was not to make you feel you hungry again, but more so just to make you feel and know that what a simple momo, a humble momo could go on to become. And that's the power of innovation. When I began Wow Momo, I said if people can play with burgers, with pizzas, if, brands like Domino's, KFC, Burger King, they're my role model brands. If they can come from abroad to India, why can't we have a homegrown brand that can, strive and grow local, but also go global? Make in India. That's something that, kept me going, kept my team going. So it was the beauty of playing with momos. I was in school, there was this lady who would sell momos. We would call her Momo Auntie. I would buy one plate and just get one piece to eat. My friends would gobble the rest. That gave me confidence that good quality momos can sell. And the rest is history. Friends, we're talking about building a brand. So brand is something that is built in the minds of the people. You need to create that impression in the mind of the consumer. Everything that you do. I was not a brand from US, UK that I'll open my first store and there'll be a huge 1 kilometer queue. I had to get eyeballs rolling. I had to get shoulders moving. So we had a bright yellow signage. Everything that we did, right from the t-shirt that the staffs wear to the packaging, everything needs to create an impression in the mind of the consumer. It's the optics. वो कहते हैं ना जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. We believed in our product. We knew if someone eats our momo, they taste one piece, they'll become ours forever. It was more about getting them to your store. It was more about converting them and retaining them. It was the way how your staff smiles and serves the consumer. And that's what matters. We are a service industry. Our industry is known for health, hygiene, happiness. And we have to spread that happiness. So 2008, I started, pulled on the journey for the next 6 years with no debt funding, equity funding. My biggest consumer was the customer. Save money from one store, open two, from 2 to 4, 4 to 6, bootstrapped, plowed back profits, got to 43 stores, had a 19-20 crore top line, and then raised my first round of angel funding. Thankfully, my Ps were, good, supported me. And from there was no looking back, by the time COVID came, we were doing a revenue of 20 crores a month. We had 350 stores across the country. It all felt like a dream come true. And suddenly comes March 2020 and you fall down. Now, as they say, adverse times calls for being diverse, it calls for being resilient. Imagine you are locked up in a room. You have only your laptop as your life. You have 3,000 employees. Your revenue has come down by 1/10, as in, it's come down from a 20 crore number to less than 2 crores. Most of your stores are shut. Your first question is, how do you pay salaries? Forget about paying rentals. That's a different thing. How do you pay salaries? It was scary. It was tough. But then I think one very important thing that distinguishes between entrepreneurs and wow entrepreneurs is the act that, you have to be transparent. I think we were very transparent with our team. We took a call that, we would not do any job cuts, but we will do pay cuts. The entire team went on 50% salary. People who were coming to the store went on 70% salary. The founders didn't take salary for almost 6 months. But it was about being transparent with the team. We told them in the very beginning that we will not take your jobs for the next 6 months, but be careful what you're getting, save that money, don't unnecessarily spend it. And everyone had to bear the larger pain for the larger gain of the organization. But that was just the beginning of survival, right? You had to survive, you had to thrive, and then you had to grow. You had to get back, right? Humne bola, we cannot sit hand to hand. We have to do something. So the first thing we did is that prior to COVID, our delivery business was just 22%. We said, let's build capacity in the delivery business. Momo as a product was not a very delivery-friendly product. We changed the complete packaging. We got a foil coating inside. If the steam momos go inside, there has to be some amount of holes for the hair to come out so that the momos don't become soggy, they don't break, they don't stick. So we made Momo as a more delivery-friendly packaging. We created value for money meals. Meal for 1 at 89, meal for 2 at 149, meal for 3 at 259. Value for money. Solo meal ordering became the key of the hour during COVID. We worked towards that key. We have a brand called Wow China. So Wow China was the biggest store compared to Wow Momo. So wherever we had a Wow China, because dine-in was shut, we opened a Wow Momo inside a Wow China. Wherever we had a Wow China, wherever we had a Wow Momo, we opened a Wow China inside that. We tied up with Cafe Coffee Day. For the first time, the biggest coffee chain in the country got tied up with the biggest homegrown chain, and we planted stores inside Cafe Coffee Day. So wherever I never had throughput, never had visibility in the app, I was available in a Cafe Coffee Day, available and visible to the consumer. And from just doing 1 lakh online orders a month prior to COVID, which was just 20%, not even 20%, I think less than less than 17 or 16% of my business. By the time September came, we were doing 9 lakh online orders. The entire game had changed. We had pivoted. We learned the art of investing in the online space, the right cost per click, the right consumer spends. How do you target your customers? How do you do geo-tracking? How do you retain your customers? How do you build a CRM? But that was just the beginning of our innovation, friend. We said that, if today it's about omni-channel, which is online, offline, how can we go multi-channel? So even prior to COVID, we were working on enhancing the Momo shelf life with no preservatives. But then we had to stall that project when COVID happened. It was a huge investment. We said we will stall it for B2B, but we'll take it for B2C. We launched packaged momos. So between your Zoom calls, the next best alternative to Maggie could be a Momo. Between your hunger pangs at midnight, it was a Momo. So packaged momos, FMCG got launched. As that started thriving, we realized that our Momo sauce had a huge, huge demand. The sauce packaging then started. And next month, we are launching a product called Thuppa, which is soup with noodles, which is like kappa noodles. So we believe in one thing, people make good food, we make food good. We understand that space. It's about consumer convenience. It's about giving the consumer what they want. It's about identifying that cuisine gap and filling for it. And that's how we battled COVID, came back to the 20 crore number by December of 2020. Again, the second wave came. Now the proof in the pudding on how good the pudding is when you have the pudding. When the second wave came, we did not fall down by 90%. We were just down by 20%. And we bounced back faster, bigger, better. And today, I stand here in front of you with 6,000 employees, with close to 500 stores, back to profits, almost getting to a 50 crore monthly number. So it was about surviving, about thriving, and then about growing. It was about doing the right thing at the right time. And that's what, defines entrepreneurs. That's what defines teams, organizations, brands. The reason that we bounced back so fast was not because of what we did overnight or what we did in the period of COVID. I think the trust that we built amongst our consumers over the years, the consumers knew that if they order from a Wow Momo, they are sure to get the food hygienic. They're super sure to get the food in X amount of minutes and well packaged, well delivered. They knew if they order from a Domino's, it will come in the right time, it will come well packaged. One thing I've realized that, you don't need to be the best. You need to be the most consistent. Today, Domino's for me does not make the best pizzas. They make the most consistent pizzas. And they're known for convenience. And whatever anyone might say, they might like the pizza, or not like the pizza. Their market cap today, they've built an institution in food business in India. Jubilant has thrived, has excelled, and it's become a role model company for all of us to follow in the food space. And same goes with retail, Retail is again about what you show that sells, what optics you give, how you serve your customer, the smile that you put in. Small things. Mr. Mahadevan said, detail. Retail is all about detail. Getting into that detail and creating that detail in the consumer's experience is very, very important. One good customer can get you 100 good customers and vice versa. But your first customer, when I talk about customer, is not the one who buys your product. Your first customer is your employee. One good employee can get you thousands of good employees. And that's something we forget, We forget, we market ourselves amongst our investors, amongst our vendors, amongst our customers, but we forget the employee. Happy employees ensure happy customers. I think that passion has to be transferred into your team. Your team has to make wealth. Today in our company, we have an ESOP pool of more than 12%. I brought in a third co-founder when my company was valued at 200 crores. I brought in a fourth co-founder when my company was valued at 1,000 crores. You need to share wealth to make wealth. Today, I know by God's grace, by the time, we hit a unicorn status, we will be creating a lot of millionaires within our team who will be standing role models. My first chef, I would pay him 3,000 rupees part-time salary. When he would come, he would make momos in my home kitchen. Today, that same chef who could not speak English would come in a cycle, has a four-wheeler to himself. His daughter goes to the best English medium school in Calcutta, and he has a house to himself. So he is a living example, a living role model for other employees. And that's why you need to share wealth to make wealth. That's very, very, very important. And lastly, any brand has to have a purpose. If it does not have a purpose, then it's only a label. And the purpose for us was change, to showcase change. There was always this feeling that home cooked food is safe, but outside food is not safe. We launched momos with no MSG. We launched Wow Chicken with 0 MSG, no chicken skin. Wow China with 0 MSG. No food color, no preservatives. We are the youth of the country. We need to be the change that we want to see. Change has been very important towards Wow, and it will continue to be. Changing mindsets. When I got into, finished my graduation and started the Momo business, a lot of my relatives, my friends, they made fun of me, my parents, like, your son will sell momos. Imagine in our country, if a chai wala can become a prime minister, imagine what a momo wala can do. So you have to be that change maker. Forget what others are saying and thinking about you. They are more concerned about what you're thinking about them. When you're focused, you just look straight. God has given you 2 years, taken from 1 year. What you feel makes sense, absorb it. What you make doesn't make sense, take it out from the other year. That's what I've learned. A lot of people say a lot of things, but they don't live my life. If I start doing what others want me to do, I don't think I'll be living my life. I think I'll be a slave to their life. When we look at Instagram, when we look at Facebook, all our lives looks happy, right? But it's not always that case. I'm someone who's very vocal about mental health. I've gone through my own phases of anxiety, depression, mental health issues, and it's okay to not be okay. Just like you have fever, you're unwell. If mentally you're not up to it, it's absolutely fine. Give yourself that time, that space, and people have to understand. And if they don't understand, you don't owe them an explanation. It's absolutely okay to not be okay. Mental health is very, very important. They say, right, a mind without fear, the head is held high. So if you do feel anxious, if you do feel cornered, take that time for yourself. Don't go by what others say. Everyone's life is not perfect. I think we all are imperfections. We all are filled with imperfections. And when I said that word also, I made a mistake. So imagine, there's so much of imperfection in all of us, and we all have to accept ourselves with that imperfection. It's very, very important. And it's not easy. When I went through my depression phases, I had so many employees, team members. At times I would break down. It's okay. It's absolutely fine. You need to have that grit and determination to do it. And very recently, I lost one of my employees due to suicide. And that's when I said that, I have to be outspoken about this. Today, if we all work in a team and if we don't know what the guy beside us, how is he doing, what's he doing, it's a failure for all of us. It's very good to wear a good shirt, good trouser, good tie, come out there and speak. But life is very, very important, and that's what COVID taught us. There's no guarantee to life. I lost some very close people, young people. The retail fraternity lost some stalwarts. But there is no second chance in life. So live for today, live for yourself, go out there, express yourself. कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, उनका काम है कहना. You go and do and deliver. Yes, be practical, don't be emotional. Bounce off your ideas to people. But then at the end of the day, do what your heart says. Because even if you fail, you will never say, what if I had done that? And I think that's what I did. You people all hear about my success stories. You go to YouTube, you'll see my videos. I've had a lot of failures. I have failed relationships. I have had failed instances, but today, when I stand up tall, I don't see I have failed, because in every instant, I think I gave in my best effort. For me, I haven't failed. I gave in my best. So for me, I stand tall. Success and failure are like winning and losing. It's like a sport. Be sporting, be an entrepreneur, go out there, build a brand. India needs entrepreneurs like you to come and create those jobs. All the best. Thank you for having me here. Chennai is one of my most profitable markets. I think we've got the benefit of being steamed, steam idli to steam momo. And when I opened my first store in Chennai in 2013 at Phoenix Market City, people didn't know what momos were. And today I see so many roadside vendors, and they don't call it momo, they call it wow momo. We've become like the Xerox, and I feel proud of it. And that's the power of building a brand. Thank you so much.